Hello and welcome to the LA Times Photo Studio at Comic-Con and some of the cast of Stranger Things. We're so happy to have you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
How's your con going?
It's amazing.
It's going.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
Exciting.
First time for anybody?
First
Yes.
time. First
Oh
time.
my God. Yes, he's an old pro.
He's an old pro at this.
Oh,
So we got to see the season 2 trailer. And was this the first time that you all had seen it?
Yes.
And so how was that experience, like watching it in that hall with the fans?
I mean, the hype was real in that space. I
Craziest.
felt it. It was amazing.
And so I want to ask about that because the hype has been real since the first season happened. And it's funny with the shows on Netflix. Have you noticed people coming up to you in waves as like there was the first initial wave of everybody watched it like that first weekend and then those word spread that like each place you go, you'd be like, oh my God, Stranger Things, people coming up to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
It kind of is just like at first it was a couple people here and there, and slowly just more people saw it too. So yeah, it's been kind of gradual.
Yeah.
But
We've kind of been out. I mean, we were filming for a while, and I think that kind of took us out of. I don't know. Like I was in New York, and New York was a little crazy when it first came out. But we've kind of been focused on filming, and I think maybe been taken out of the craziness of it for a little while.
Which is actually probably a good thing
Yeah,
because
it's nice.
it has been mania. And did you have any sense while you were shooting the first season or right after that it was going to have the impact that it did? I know it's hard to tell when you're shooting something, but once it was done, did you feel like, oh, this is going to be big?
That was going to be cool. Definitely, I think we all were kind of pleased and happy and excited about what we had made.
like cool with it. Like I definitely thought it'd be cool within the circle of people who thought those types of movies would be cool.
Yeah.
I think the general impact was a lot larger than a lot of people anticipated.
Yeah, totally.
Because it ended up being like the people who were alive during that time and like that age during that time really loved that, but then little kids loved it because of the characters, like the people
Kids.
like it for different reasons. So hard to predict, but yeah, the Duffers just really thought of a pretty perfect recipe for
Yeah,
Yeah, they really
disaster.
did.
Back to cooking. Yeah.
I mean, as a child of the 80s, it hits all these sweet spots for me, but it's interesting is listening to Michael Jackson's Thriller on there, seeing the Dragon Lair. I mean, for you guys, when you see these sort of references in the script, are they like, go do research and find out what these things were, or do you take that upon yourself? Are you interested in sort of exploring the time?
I mean, I wasn't born in the 80s, but it certainly holds a lot of space in my heart. That sounds really
I
like
mean, our
it.
parents, like, I think, I don't know, they were, at least when I think of, like, I was very excited for my parents to see it because, that was kind of their time. So, you grow up hearing, when you're, I think our generation, you hear a lot about the 80s kind of growing up. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely went back and did some research.
Yeah, us 20-year-olds, like our parents were that age in that time.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Right.
You look at like yearbooks, or
yearbooks.
my dad's high school yearbook, and he's wearing the same clothes that I'm wearing in the show. So that's cool.
Yeah, you could just go right in his closet and costume your character.
Actually, I probably could.
Right.
Just shrink it a little, and then it would be perfect.
So he still has those clothes, is what you're saying?
yes, everything's the
Yes,
same.
we hoard. We can't help ourselves.
Now the 80s are back in fashion, full circle.
Right, exactly. So in watching, there were things I thought, maybe I'm just a fraidy cat, that were legitimately frightening in the first season that like were good moments like that. You guys were making it, so obviously you were acting that. But when you watched the first season, were there moments that got you?
I mean, I definitely got thrills, chills, the whole lot. I mean, it affected me, and because I think the escapism was successful. Like, I was there in each scene, in each moment, as much as I think any successful project or film that aims to thrill or chill, whatever you call it, the audience.
I feel like it's a really good balance. I remember as a kid, E.T., even like what are some of the ones? Not necessarily from the 80s, but like Men in Black. I remember was a movie that I saw as a kid, and it's good to have a movie that'll kind of scare you a little bit as a kid, and kind of give you some bad dreams, sort of. I think that's kind of cool thing, and not show anything gruesome or gory like a bloody arm or something like that, but just something that'll scare you and kind of get your imagination going. I think that's what the whole Demogorgon thing did season 1, because it's freaky. It's definitely scary.
It was scarier than I thought it was going to be when we were filming it, for sure.
But that's a good thing, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it was funny. I started, like, I don't know, like hearing my friends talking about how scary it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess you're right. I guess it is pretty scary. I mean, I'm seeing like, especially the opening, like I think the first episode of season 1 is like pretty. You know, I think you get more into the characters after that, but the way it opens is pretty spooky.
Once you have the music too, that's like
Yeah,
half the battle.
it's dark. And
Absolutely.
It's mysterious.
So I know that things that we know from the trailer, at least, that the Upside Down is spreading. This is true. Yes, we can say that.
I don't really know what we can
I-
say.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure.
So
No
is that
comment.
your first time with
No
this,
comment,
like the
I
whole
guess.
spoiler culture
For
thing?
sure.
Like, do you get like a memo that
Oh,
says
it's crazy. First,
cannot say
like
things.
first,
This is what
yeah,
you can't
first season
say.
it was like, who cares? No one knows the show. Like, you go and shoot a scene and they're extras and they're like, are you an extra too, or are you in the show? But this year it's just like the whole scale. It's just like people, the scripts, secret. You know, you gotta throw away your call sheet. You gotta like,
Yeah.
can't tell your mom
High stakes.
what you're
Wow.
doing every day. That's the
Did you
whole
cheat and
time. I
tell your
told my
mom? Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
I had a feeling.
She
now
knows
I-
everything.
She knows.
Now they're gonna hunt down your mom.
Really. Netflix is watching.
Keep it quiet, mom.
My mom knows nothing.
And she's far enough away that she's probably
Yeah,
Yeah, well.
she's safe. Ted's around.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And finally,
Terrible.
will there be justice for Barb? I love that Shannon crashed the panel.
Crash the panel. Crash it. Crash it.
Yeah, I think it's. I think Justice for Barb is definitely a part of the show this season, which is it's really interesting though, because I don't think anybody really, and as far as the cast and the Duffers, like had their eye on Barb. So it was really, I think, a lot of her involvement this season came from the audience really kind of demanding answers, which I think is great.
Fans have a voice, and
Yeah.
you are at the place for that. Well, thank you all so much
Thank
for
you so
joining
much.
us. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you so
it.
much, yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your con.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Will do.
We will do.